just about sailing 2018 Christmas musical extravaganza. Now, if you've seen one of my musical extravaganzas before, you're probably not watching this one, and if you haven't, well, let's see what happens here. So 2018 was an interesting year. Started off well and then kind of went downhill. Now I'm going to cover that probably in the next video as to what kind of went wrong in the second half of the year and dish up the plans, because normally the first video of 2019 would be the London Boat Show, but they're not doing a London Boat Show this year. So anyway, let's keep this bright and breezy and upbeat, and I can prove it's Christmas special because I am wearing my Christmas jumper, as you can see. I mean, it happens to be the jumper that I wear every other day of the year. So why shouldn't Christmas be every day of the year? So when I was thinking about this, a song, because I've always been sort of stuck in the boatyard for longer than I wanted, so that's this kind of thing. I always say that I'm not really a guitarist, and I have to explain that I'm not a guitarist because there's no other way from watching this video that you could possibly gather that. There's a song with one of my favourite bass riffs that really fits, and I used to be a bass player and I haven't had a bass guitar now for about 15 years. So this is the riff. Let's see if you recognise this. We'll get back to that anyway. So I haven't had a bass guitar for about 15 years, and when I do set off sailing I do want to have a bass guitar because I kind of quite like noodling, but what bass guitar will fit with sailing the best? Now when I was in the band, and here's a picture of us looking young and, God, I have black hair, I've forgotten that. And by the way, the photograph's in black and white for the simple reason that photographs used to be in black and white, so there you go. And just to prove I was the bassist, I used to wear a t-shirt with the word bassist written on it. And this guitar here, this is a Gibson EB2, which is beautiful, lovely guitar, much too delicate to take on a boat, much too, sort of 1965 I think mine was, I think they made them from about 58. And it's exactly the same guitar that Chas Chandler from the Animals, who played that riff that I just played earlier on, that's the one he used to use. Chas Chandler, of course, then went on to kind of discover, promote, pay for the first single that Jimi Hendrix brought out, and legend has it that he passed his EB2 on to Noel Redding, who used it for the first few. Sorry, it's getting a bit musical geeky. So I'm not going to get I'm not going to take an EB2 on the next one was this one, which was a Fender. It was a very strange hybrid that they made. It was a sort of active electronic cross between a jazz bass and a precision bass. I never really liked it. It used to buzz, it used to be temperamental, the electrics used to switch off. So this is a little bit like going out to sea with only navionics and no chart, so that's not an option. And it would all rust up and probably last about 5 minutes. My favourite bass guitar, which again is probably a bit too valuable to take out, and this is the last one I had, and as I said, that was 15 years ago. I've only got one photograph of me actually playing it, and this is a corporate do, which is why we were asked to dress up a little bit smartly, which is what we don't normally do. And that's a 50th anniversary USA Fender 1962 jazz bass reissue, which was absolutely gorgeous. That would be too expensive and not too delicate because it's a tough guitar to take out, and a real 62 jazz bass would cost probably more than Serenity cost me. Oh, actually I do have another photograph of that. Here's Lucy, my daughter, when she was much younger. Oh, look at the sticky fingers on that, with my wonderful bass. And by the way, if you think that I'm just putting this photograph up to do that thing that dads do to embarrass their daughter, I'm not. I can prove that I haven't put this photograph up to embarrass Lucy, because if I wanted to embarrass her, I'd put this photograph up. See, that's much worse, isn't it? Shame she didn't keep up with the saxophone lessons, but there we go. Anyway, so what bass to take? Well, I was thinking about it. One of the others, sorry, this is a very bad photograph because it's kind of taken a photograph of one of our old flyers. A double bass, or upright bass I think you call them in the States. That could serve the dual purpose. That could be the tender, the net could be made into a mast, the strings into rigging, a bit of epoxy, a bit of plywood, a bit of, probably sound awful and probably sink, but that might be the way to go. So watch out, maybe that will happen later on in this channel. But anyway, enough of this dithering. Let's, oh, in case you didn't, now as I say, I don't know if you can hear this, but that riff that I played from Chas Chandler earlier, let's just carry this on a little bit. In this dirty dirty old part of the boatyard where the sun refused. We don't do retakes on this channel. In this dirty old part of the boatyard where the sun refused to shine, people tell me there ain't no use trying. Now my boat, you're so old and pretty, and one thing I know is true, you'll be floating before next year is through. Sorry about that, chances of me actually getting it right are about 1,000,000 to 1. But if you know the song, you'll know why the verse is completely fitting to the situation. Stop, fingers stop, sorry, bass players have voice activated fingers, that's why we stand at the back and look as if we're asleep. So let's get on to the main song and get this agony over as soon as we possibly can. Now I was slightly loath to do this one, but it kind of came into my head because it is one of the artists that I admire the most, hugely influential, so I don't know. Anyway, let's just do it. Now I like all types of music, literally all types of music. When I say all types of music, I mean country and western. So if you know this one, sing along to it. I've never got the solo part of this right once, see if you can spot that. But if I get it wrong, it's just going to go wrong, that's the way it goes. You know, that's like sailing, isn't it? If you get it wrong, you've just got to deal with the situation you find yourself in. Anyway, here we go. I hear the summer coming, it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the wet stuff since I don't know when. I'm stuck into this here boatyard and time keeps rolling on, but the epoxy just keeps flowing and now the holes are gone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always stay on dry land, 'cause sailing ain't no fun. But I bought a boat on eBay just to watch it fly. Now when I see the rudder breaking, I hold my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks sailing who don't do DIY. They're probably flying drones way up in the sky. But I know I had it coming, I had a lot to fix. Those people keep a sailing and I'm out in the sticks. Well, if my holding tank gets finished, if my water tank is fine, I'd probably beat it up the coast in 21.9, far from this here boatyard, nowhere near the swale, and start to make some videos where I actually sail. With huge apologies to the late, great Luther Perkins, who I think is one of the most unestrated guitarists of all time. Highly influential, so apologies for that. So, that's it. Now, I'm under strict orders from the series executive producer of this channel that there's one song I'm absolutely not allowed to do, but he's nowhere to be seen at the moment, so I will wish you a Merry Christmas, and let's just go out with this one. See if I can get this one right. Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. Recognise it?
Hang on, whoa, I do recognise that. You're contractually obliged not to.
I don't care, I'm still free.
You should care.
You can't take the sky from me.
Seriously, stop now. Now.
Take me out to the black.
You've just put this channel into complete disrepute now.
Oops.
No oops
No,
about it.
Take me out
Stop
to
right
the
now.
black.
Otherwise, I
Oh,
will.
for goodness sake, just
Yeah,
give me a break,
well,
will you?
you started it.
Take me. I
No,
can't believe
stop,
it. I'm getting
stop.
being
Yes.
heckled by my own voice.
And quite rightly
anyway,
too.
have yourselves a great Christmas. See you in the new year, and that's it from me. More from him, probably.
Well, I can only apologise for that. There is an absolute veto on that song being sung, brilliant though it is. But anyway, look, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It's been an interesting one, and I shall see you in January for a bit of an update, as I say, in terms of what went slightly wrong during the latter part of 2018. But anyway, have a good one. See you soon. Bye.